welcome to part 2 of the Doncaster retro gaming market, the biggest video game market in the United Kingdom. I'll link part 1 in the cards and I will pin it to the top comment section of the video. So now we're going to be taking a look at stuff that you've not seen, including the elusive copy of Snatcher on the Sega Mega CD. You guys can decide for yourselves if you think the price that we're gonna see in this episode is a good price, a bad price, or perhaps it's bang on. I've checked eBay and we'll be talking about that later in the episode. We're also going to mix in some native audio so you can really soak up the atmosphere. I'm excited for part 2, guys. Let's sink in, please subscribe, and let's get into it.
We do have them in the, if you want to take a flyer, we do have them in the shop, and we can post them out.
Alright, cool. From the Game Boy. They're actually with this. I got that in this window for £2. No, well, this was like 20 years ago. So obviously I've always been it was necessary. It's only
Unbox copy of that.
See people walking down there then.
Okay, so lots of Japanese games on this stall. I didn't show this stall in part 1, so everything that you guys are seeing here is brand spanking new. Prices for me were perhaps a little bit up there, again along the same lines of eBay pricing. And it's not like I have a problem with eBay pricing at all, because I understand that eBay take a big cut. Sellers have to take that into account. You know, you've got to take into account all your packaging, etc, etc. But I feel that when I go to markets like this, I really don't want to be paying eBay prices. Now, let's just take a little rewind. There was a shot on Twitter, it was a picture actually, of one of the stalls from the Blackpool Play event that took place back in October. And I think it was a Twitter user by the name of King Monkey, if I've got that correct, and he posted a picture of Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo for over £100. And I was absolutely blown away at, like, what level did that game, box complete, cost £100? It simply doesn't. So they were clearly, and I did see that guy in this particular market as well. If when we go to the stall, I'll try and point it out if I can remember, but I just think that's astronomical, and it's just a massive piss take basically. And no wonder it was actually for sale in this market as well. And I think there was a red box copy of Super Mario World for over 130, so it was kind of up there on some stalls, but again, you can get some really nice bargains. But you might be more eagle-eyed than me, and you might catch it. So if I don't mention it again in this episode, I apologise. Now, spoke to loads of people as well. Again, mentioned that in part 1. Shout out to everybody that I spoke to. Really, really awesome. And I'm really looking forward to being at the OLL event, the One Life Left event in Norwich on the 15th and 16th of December. There's a massive gaming expo down in Norwich. Go and check out the website for the OLL events. I've already given away 5 pairs of tickets to my subscribers and followers over on my Facebook group. But I'll be having a booth there with lots of other content creators for meets and greets and just general chats, really. It's going to be wicked. I'm dead excited because there's going to be loads of panels. Hopefully I'll get on a couple of panels and talk to you guys, and it's just going to be brilliant because, guys, for me, gaming is life. This is a lifeblood. This is where I feel comfortable, and I just love going to these events. I absolutely love it.
We're just going to go and have a quick the fridge there. Really? Yeah. I'm just going to have a quick look. Get that bag that's on top of that. Oh yeah. Alright. Yeah.
Sorry. this was a really cool stall, and you'll see more of the actual stall and the games that it kind of contains. I picked up a really nice double case PS1 game, which you'll see on the pickups, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. And I was just scouring some magazines here, and I was kind of caught my eye with some Sega Saturn stuff, and I mentioned in part 1 that I really wanted to buy some magazines, but until I go through my magazine collection in the Lady Loft, I don't want to over encumber myself with doubles, because one of the great things about moving, which I've documented on the channel here, all the vlogs, all the moves, the game room stripped down, the game room rebuild, everything, I found so many doubles, and I'm refusing to let my collection go in that way where it becomes messy and just overburdened with doubles, really, because it takes its toll on the space, and then you have to trade them all in, and it's time, and I just can't be bothered. So I really like to soak into a little bit of Sega Saturn literature, and it was nice to see lots of Sega Saturn love. I really feel like one of my personal gaming goals for 2022 is to devote more time to my Sega Saturn. I may even speak to Rob, one of my friends that customizes consoles internally and externally, and ask him to do me a nice Sega Saturn mod. So that is Raw Talent Art. Go and check his work out. Really good stuff. He's modded a lot of consoles for me. But what kind of Sega Saturn mod, like externally, do you think I should get, guys? Let me know. Nice. Okay, we caught a glimpse of Streets of Rage 3 there at £180. So for those of you in America, that's probably in excess of 230 to maybe down to 220 US dollars. Oh, by the way, this is the stall that had the ridiculous prices. I may not have caught a clip, but yes, Super Mario Kart on the SNES for over £100. Ridiculous. But back to Streets of Rage 3, 180 quid. I've checked eBay, and again, that's up there with your eBay pricing, so perhaps a little bit steep for me. And because it's really the worst Streets of Rage game in all of the 4 games now, as we've got Streets of Rage 4, I do actually want it, but I would probably only pay, or be willing to pay, around the 140 mark complete. I'm probably not going to get it. Now, Snatcher, there we go, bang, a freeze framed £450 for a box copy of Snatcher. Right, I've checked eBay, and again, it's being sold for $400, about $399 to about $550, so that was about an average price. I wouldn't pay it for that. I already own a copy. I freeze framed the SNES games as well, some beautiful games here. Again, really expensive. Super Castlevania 4, when did that get so expensive as well?
Thank you, buddy, appreciate it.
Oh yeah, in fact, Kirby actually is in the newest game of that. What's it called?
So that's cool. Man on the N64 there, innit? Terrible.
It is special.
So Superman 64 there, me and the seller were just joking at how bad that game is. And weirdly, when I went back, somebody had actually bought it. So maybe it's one of those games that becomes really infamous for being so popular because it is so bad. And somebody actually sold it, well, it was up for sale for £100. Again, dollar-wise, maybe $130, $140 US dollars. And somebody actually purchased it. So if you're watching this video, let us know why you purchased Superman 64. I'd be really interested in hearing from you. I find the kind of sometimes the psychology of buying retro games, collecting retro games, selling retro games, etc., etc. I do find it fascinating what guides your approach. So I really hope that the buyer of Superman 64 watches this. Now, Twisted Metal Black, I'll spoiler alert, I did buy it, I paid over the odds. £15 I paid. In CEX they sell it for £5. So this is on the same stall that was selling Snatcher for £450, as well as the insanely priced Super Nintendo games. But I did succumb to some eBay pricing, clearly because I purchased it, and I also want to get Twisted Metal on the PlayStation 3. I've heard it's really, really good, and I think CEX are selling that for about £8. This was an interesting copy of Resident Evil 4 with the slipcase there. That was priced, I think it was £60, maybe even £80. Little bit up there when you can get it without slipcase for much less.
You sure?
Yeah, we're looking at that one.
You okay? Yeah. Maybe
I'm trying to work out what it says because
Yeah.
I've got no idea.
He just wants to buy it because he wants to know what it is.
Just the one.
Just the one. No, that's 18. It is. 60 quid? Yep.
Is there any book inside with any graphics in it?
Oh, I get a bag as well. Couldn't be a bag as well, yeah.
Sorry.
You're all right.
Now, with little boxes like this, I think it's important to note that we often talk about how expensive things are, but really, I think we should also look at the other side of the coin and sometimes realise that you don't need to spend a fortune at these markets. You can go and you can get common PlayStation 1 games that we all love, whatever that might be, for a couple of quid. So My tip is always look in the little boxes. They tend to be on the floor. You're not going to find any hidden gems as such, although you might do, because I did pick up a really nice first-person shooter Game Boy Advance title in one of these boxes. In part 1, you need to watch it. But just like I say, you know, you could go here, you could spend 50 quid, and you could actually come out with some really nice retro games. We saw a couple of PSP games there. You can still see them just off to the left of the shot. I'm going to say this, guys. I didn't see a great deal of PSP games. On reflection, maybe the PSP is in a bit of a lull. I don't know. You tend to see quite a few consoles, but the games are becoming, I don't know, a little bit more difficult to collect for, I would say. And I've even noticed that when I've been going into CEX on the odd £5 video game challenge that I've been doing. But maybe it's just me. Maybe it's a trend that's emerging. Who knows? Let me know. Yeah, it's weird. He usually stands here as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Sorry, Dan.
Where the mushroom man was?
Oh shit. Okay, for all you diehards that paid attention in part 1, I mentioned 2 obscure and expensive big box PC games, and in this shot you are going to see them. But we're sifting through here some NES, we've got a little bit of Atari, some unboxed Super Nintendo, which by the way I think always look really pretty when they're on display like this. I'm hoping to get some nice display, some plastic units like this, so my unboxed games can be out. Now here we go, we got Fallout on the PC, and then just off to the left we've got Fallout 2 with some random Pokemon games in there as well. Would help me out.
Games that you want but don't have, and I think that was Jesus.
That's right, yeah, we did the collab, didn't we? Yes, it was a good one, that. I enjoyed that. Yes. a lot. Okay, we're over to Vintage Gamer now. Nick, Vintage Gamer down near the Birmingham area. We've got a lovely Jaguar there. We've seen the gorgeous Amiga CD 32. There was a really nice, see this kind of wooden box with the glass. There was a Zelda CDI game in there, and a really, check it out, that was going for £900. And then I believe, is it Bulbasaur? Can't really see on the footage on the way back there, but a really nice Pokemon GBA-SP variants, both of which were astronomically priced, and so much so that Nick didn't even tell me the price of the GBA-SP. They were just there for show, and I think that's really cool. It's cool to see some mega rare stuff. And again, I'm hoping to get back down to Birmingham. There's a couple of shops down there. In fact, there's 3 shops down there that are on my list to be able to box off, and I'll probably get that done January, February. You can expect an absolute heap. We're going to be going up north for retro game hunts. We're going to be going down south for retro game hunts. It's all going to be coming here, guys. I'm dead excited. I can't wait to keep building the Lady Lounge, playing games, streaming games with you over on my Twitch, and doing these awesome tours. If you've got any shops you want me to visit, come and tell me. Let me know in the comments, or just come over to Facebook and tell me. Sometimes people will do you nice deals and whatnot.
I don't think he would budge £60. I don't think he would have budged. He didn't accept it 40. I would have taken it, accepted 40.
Would you?
I don't think he would have.
It's worth asking.
There you go, man. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So what are your thoughts on haggling? You heard me have a conversation there with that lovely chap. Shout out to you. And we were talking about, it's always good just to try and haggle with people. I certainly did. I did pick up a Sega Saturn game. It was priced up at 35, and I asked him if he'd sell it to me for 30, and he did. So for me, I think that was the only time I did haggle at this market. Sometimes I think there's leeway, sometimes I think there isn't. But if you're unsure, guys, always ask. The worst they're going to say is no, and that's absolutely cool. Thank you.
Yeah, there's 2.
You do 30 on it?
I can do that. Are you looking for anything specific, or?
I'm just having a look. Yeah, I'm just. I think it's one of the few stores I haven't looked at properly, to be honest. So.
No, that's fair. Can I interest you in a very fetching pug case for a 2DS?
Oh, now then, pugs. I love dogs, right? But
They equally have one on the back of the 2DS. Yeah. A little bit expensive.
yeah.
All the 2DSs have got chargers and everything. Some of them have got games preloaded. That's physical ones. That's Mario Kart and Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's got custom firmware the PSP has, so it's ready for ROMs emulation, whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'll do the Switch Lite for 150. It's got charger and screen protector. What else we got?
Are you going to give us a spiel of the LCD from 1981?
Yeah, you can have 1981 Bandai Dr. Dental is pretty cool.
Perfect. Oh, I like the little the graphic there. That's pretty cool.
It is the
really
most
not
confusing thing
edition.
to translate instructions from as well. The
Is it?
directions are on the back and they're in French, but they're in
But
sort of abbreviated French. And he
Delta World. Pit Fighter, that's up to 5 Pit Fighters. That's got everything going on. Castlevania. It's probably got all three. It's probably third on consoles. Which from me is the ultimate time effect.
What a market. I cannot wait to go to the next one. For this particular one, it's around the 24th of February, I'm led to believe, but there's another one from a different organisation on the 5th of February in Leeds, so I will be going to them as well. If you are new here and you like consistent retro gaming content, pure passion, so much more, please subscribe. And if you want to get different perks, hit that join link or one of the links in the description to become a Team 24 member. You will feature in every single video. You get an exclusive community tab as well for behind the scenes stuff, depending on which tier you pick. So have a good day. I love you guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. My name is Gemma and I will see you in the pickups video very, very soon. Au revoir.